early teenagers, not yet old enough to be prosecuted. They walked by my house. We didn't even see them do it. We were just sitting in as a family watching videos, and they threw a rock. I don't know if you can pick it up, a tiny little rock right there, through our window, made a really small hole, but then as soon as I opened the door, the whole thing it was already shattered. It just fell out. Hi folks, Howard here for VP Prepping and Survival, and as you saw in the open to the video, we had a group of pre-teens, early teen kids walk down our street and throw a stone. One of them threw a stone through the lower glass panel on our storm door and shattered it all out. Stick around to the end of the video. You're going to see a conversation that I had with these kids on the street. I videotaped everything so they couldn't say that I touched them or did anything to them, because in New York State, if you slap the taste out of a kid's mouth and teach them a little respect when they're clearly juvenile delinquents, you're the one who's going to get charged with something. So I'm not going anywhere near that with a 10-foot pole. So here's some background on the story. My wife, my kids, and I are sitting in the house. We hear what sounds like just a big bag of, coins drop on the porch. So I open up the thing, and I open up our inside door, security door, and there the whole bottom panel of our storm door is completely shattered out with a hole about that big in it. And when I opened the storm door, the whole thing just fell out. So we immediately called the police. There were 3 girls on the street, and I asked, they're the only 3 people on the street. I said, hey, did one of you just throw a rock through my window? And all of them, oh, I don't know anything. Oh, no. And they're, they don't know anything about it, but the one girl wants to argue with me. So I said, honey, call the police. And I ran inside to get my cell phone so I could record, whatever they say and at least have a record of what they look like. By the time I went inside, got my phone and got back out, they were way down the street. And there were some kids, and they had met up with a bunch of other kids that I suspect were with them when whoever threw the stone. And then as soon as they saw it shatter the window, they all took off. And these 3 girls were the only ones stupid enough to slowly walk down the street. But the police get there. I described the 3 girls who I had gotten a look at. They knew each one of them, what their names were, who they are, said they deal with them all the time. But there's nothing they can do because they're minors. So the best that we could do was to get them into family court to get restitution. The problem is, I don't know which kid for sure threw the stone because we didn't see it. And this group just kind of generally walks up and down our street all the time. They walk right across the whole road. They don't get out of your way. If you're trying to get to your driveway, and if you beep the horn or you roll the window down and tell them to get out of the road, they start yelling back at you and dropping F words on you. Just disrespectful, foul-mouthed, annoying little juvenile delinquents. I think you'll see some of that in the video at the end of this video. One of the kids actually said, I don't know if it comes out on the video, but he told me if I didn't stop recording, he was going to smash my phone, which is comical coming from a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old. My days of being afraid of 13 and 14-year-olds ended when I was about 8 years old. So I don't walk around in terror of little kids telling me that they're going to smash my stuff. But that was just a comic side note. So we got an incident report number from the police. We have since put up a security system, which I'll be doing a subsequent video on. So now we have an internal, we have 4 cameras set up outside our house. It records onto a DVR. So no matter what the kids do, even if they smash the cameras, I'm going to have video of it internally on the DVR, and I'll have something to take to the police and say, here's some video of this kid. They're high definition, they're day, night, they get very good footage anytime. We've looked at it. Really pleased with the camera setup, which I'll go into later. But we have set that up so if the kids come back, because there's lots of people in our neighborhood that have had trouble with them. The thing that frustrates me the most is that the police told me that these girls, who I described to them, those kids do that all the time. So apparently they go up and down streets all the time, throwing rocks through people's windows. But unless the person is sitting out and physically looking at them, in which case they would not throw the rock in the first place so that you can identify who they are, there's nothing anybody can do about it. They just have freedom, carte blanche, to walk up and down and hold the street in terror. And that's utter nonsense. That's why we have juvenile court systems. That's why we have family court. There has to be something better than this. So hopefully, if they do come back, my camera setup will be the first step in helping these kids learn some consequences to their actions so that maybe we can correct that behavior before they become 16 and end up, permanent burdens on society. As they seem to be headed for right now. So without further ado, let's check that video out. All I know is I looked out and there were 3 people in the street.
Well, whoever did it freaking Well, just know that I didn't do it. He didn't do it. Us three right here. He didn't do it.
Now you guys are about to call the cops again.
I'm calling the cops because they said if I saw that girl again or any of the people that were in the street, that's...
She never threw a rock.
Somebody threw a rock.
It wasn't her.
Well, how do I know that? My job is not to sit here and go, oh, it's a magic kid I don't know down the street that I've never seen.
I'll show you where his house is. Shut her.
I'm just letting you know that it wasn't us three. So there's no need to record us.
Where do you guys live at?
We don't know nothing about this. All we know is that little boy threw the rock.
You don't know nothing about it, but you know who threw it. Where do you...
Yes.
Well, can I get your names and your address so I can let the police know who to talk to? What's that?
Okay, but you're going to call the cops over nothing?
It's not nothing. My window smith. You just told me you know who did it. If you know who did it, that's not over nothing.
But the little boy, John, through the window.
Great, then you can tell the police that. That's the whole point.
Ramon said
The cops were watching this. I did not throw the rock. He didn't throw the rock. He didn't throw the rock.
People around me really want to know who threw the rock. It was a little white boy named John. No. Keep it real. Remember, my name is Simone.
Yeah, I remember. Where do you guys live at?
That's private information.
Private
How you
information.
gonna come up here talking to us when we walking down the street? This is a private street.
It's a public street, and I was standing in my driveway. You volunteered that the one kid threw the rock. Well, as you can see in the video, the kids' story changes all the time. They wouldn't give me a straight name on who they were, what their names were, where they lived. They didn't want to speak to the police about it, even though they knew who did it. It was the imaginary kid down the street that doesn't exist. But they didn't want to tell the police that because they ain't no snitches. And they clearly don't know the difference between a public street and a private street, by the way. Not the smartest group of kids you're going to meet in your life, that's for sure. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, give me a big thumbs up. Share it as far as you can get. Maybe somebody else knows these kids and has had some run-ins with them before and maybe has something on video. Check out my YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button for more videos on the Second Amendment and cheapskate prepping. And also, as always, folks, remember, in any survival situation, you don't just want to survive, you want to thrive. Happy shooting, everybody.